what happened to the worst ever Corsa VXR. We are going to explain this right now. We're here with a little update for you guys. So what happened to the worst ever Corsa VXR? We did deem it the worst ever Corsa VXR, didn't we? However, I think we may have found another one, which we're going to record later on down the line. That is actually really interesting. It actually looks like it's through a rod, so there's holes everywhere, which we'll get to at some other point. Also, as well, was told in the other video to get another camera. We did have one on order, so we've got a brand new one now. So it's a lot better, hell of a lot better. It's just good for vlogging. The other one we had before is amazing for photos and stuff like that. But you just couldn't do the autofocus, could you, very well? You could hear it on the actual lens. So we're going to jump straight into this. What happened to the worst ever Corsa VXR? We are going to explain this right now. It's going to be the same as the other videos as well. So yeah, let's just jump straight in. Also as well, while we're here, Jack, would you just like to turn around a second? If you notice, we've got some new Rusty Autos t-shirts. Now, those of you guys that did enter the raffle and are getting a chrome gold t-shirt,
can I turn back?
Yeah,
now?
you can turn around now.
Okay.
We are going to post them out. We're just waiting for the whole situation of the coronavirus to kind of like slacken off a little bit, so the postage is back to normal. Yes, we are open because we are classed as key workers as well at the same time with the mechanical stuff and things like that. Me and Jack's been around each other the whole ordeal before anybody turns around and says, you need to keep doing these apart. We know, but we've been here pretty much every day, just keeping together, aren't we, pretty much? So we've been around each other the whole time. To be fair, we're here more than we are at home. So yeah. This is our household. So the engine's sat right here. This is the old engine. Obviously, we had to get a new crank. We had to get the guy a new head as well because of the damage on it. The crank is already in. We've also got a brand new oil pump as well, which is on that side, but you can see here all going back to normal with the pistons. All the pistons are in. We've had an issue with collecting or getting rods, haven't we? So yeah, obviously everything comes through China, believe it or not. Even the PEC rods come through China as well. So people don't realise that. People think stuff from China is not that great. Check out our Wish Stereo video if you haven't already seen it.
It's pretty good.
But a lot of people do get products through China and they are pretty damn good. Again, PEC, all that sort of stuff, majority of it is made in China and it comes through China as well. So with the coronavirus, it affects a lot of things, but enough about that. So the oil pump is all on. Got the brand new water pump as well. Now this is going to be snippets of this engine going back together, back to the car running by the end of it as well. So we're going to keep this short and sweet. I'm going to shut up and get ready for the next clip.
You wanted me. Maybe I was wrong, even once wasn't anything. So if we had another chance, I would never let you steal my lips. Bring me back to life.
We decided to add that little cinematic in there, just to break it up a little bit. Now, this car, well, what am I on about? This engine is now pretty much nearly there. It's just got a few little bits and then the wiring room to go on. Now, we've rebuilt this as well with the hybrid KO3. You may be like, well, why have you done that when you just forged it? We are going to map the car so it's got limited boost for the bedding period as well, because the KO3s hybrids on these do spool up very quick. Now they're not that much more to actually put a hybrid in, is it really, than it is for the actual normal KO3. So a lot of people that come to us, obviously we do the internals and we change them as well on the turbos. They opt for the hybrid option instead of the standard KO3, which is great. But again, at the same time, for the bedding period, we do recommend obviously limiting that boost to give you any temptation or causing any damage while you are bedding them rings in. Now, this engine is going to go back in. So the next clip you'll see is probably some cinematics of the engine going in the engine bay, and then we're going to show you at the end of this video it starting up. Like I said, we're not going to really keep this video very long. We're going to try and keep it to approximately 10 minutes if possible. We don't like to drag stuff on, but sometimes to get all the information in a video, you do just have to stand there and talk, which sometimes can get boring, and it's boring saying it. But again, sometimes you have to explain it so people don't put negative comments all the time because they've not seen something. Like, for example, there was a time when we was doing flip cars, which, by the way, that may be coming back at some point, so get ready for that. Do you remember when they complained about us not talking the wheels?
Yeah.
However, we talked the wheels constantly all the time. It was just never shown on camera. So yeah, it's just one of the things where sometimes you feel like you have to explain things just so people don't get the wrong end of the stick all the time. But everything here is done correctly to the spec. Everything's all torqued down, and then we just push the engine over and let it sit on the floor. So the next bit we're going to see. So the next bit you're going to see is just a cinematic of the engine all going in all nicely. This is going to be running, like I said, by the end of this video, so stay tuned if you like the other ones. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button as well, helps us out massively. And thank you all for you guys that's been actually liking the videos and watching them lately. The views on videos have just gone skyrocket, which is amazing, so thank you guys for that, and see you guys after this cinematic. Alright, so the engine's obviously now done. Jack's on the camera, which is very weird because
I don't know why.
You never hold a camera. So the car's now finished, it's all built up, all ready to run. These engines do sound a little bit tappy when they are forged, so that is natural right at the very beginning. If it sounds like that after about 5 minutes, there's something wrong. It shouldn't sound very loud tapping. It's because all the buckets need to be filled with oil. When you are obviously bleeding this up after it's been finished, make sure you are checking that all the oil levels and everything else as well at the same time. So switch it off every now and then, just to make sure that they are where they need to be. Regards to the smoke, there will be a little bit of smoke. There is always a little bit of smoke as well in the running in procedure because the oil that is used, it does burn off a little bit, and plus the engine is being built up with oil. So there will be slight burning of that oil. So a lot of people panic about that, and a lot of people come back and they say, oh, why is the oil got like a little black tinge to it? It will have a little black tinge to it because obviously the amount of probably that's put me off now. You just flipped it.
My arm's aching.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm not used to
it. So the problems obviously with that is the oil will go a little bit black because you do have some bits in there that doesn't get rid of. You will also come into contact with a few little metal filings. This is why we put a magnetic sump plug on as well. This is because the brand new wings.
What?
Rings.
What is wrong with
I don't know.
Rings.
I know. Rings are bedding in. Never use second-hand rings. Always use brand new things. Always use brand new stuff, brand new gaskets and all that fun stuff as well. So just make sure that you are doing that. Now we get asked this question a lot. Why do you use oversized pistons? There's a lot of people that do these builds. Not saying that they're doing it wrong or anything like that, but they put 79mm pistons straight in. Now, with our experience, when you put 79mm pistons straight in, the bores are already bored out slightly, aren't they? Already.
Yeah, they wear over time, don't they?
Yeah, so when you're putting 79mm pistons in, yes, the rings, well, they're like 78.93mm pistons, and then you've got a 0.7mm ring, which sits there, and then obviously that goes a little bit smaller when it beds in. But the bore itself, if it's a little bit over, that is what's going to cause you to burn a lot of oil. 79mm pistons, this is why we avoid them. We don't do them. The price for the pistons are the same. 79mm pistons, 79.5mm pistons, 80mm pistons, all the same. The only extra cost you've got there is the reboring. Now, that's not that expensive. So if you are ever to do this on your own, or if you're a mechanic and you've never done this before and you want to try it, we recommend trying it. If you need any help, message us. We are happy to help you as well. But rebore, new rings, new pistons, new gaskets, new everything. Don't scrimp out. Don't go 79mm because you think it's going to be easier. Actually rebore it, don't they? That's why we do it. We don't come into any problems with that either. My arm's aching as well. But we don't come into any problems with that, do we? Doing it that method. No. That at all. We don't come into anything. The engines run perfectly smooth. Like I said, you do, pretty much, exactly. It's the machine work that's the extra. So do that little bit of extra step if you are going to do this. But on a side note, the worst ever Corsa VXR is about to start up. So let's start. Let's go. Let's go.
Scared?
I've got confidence. I've got confidence. So you heard it before? Listen to it now. Running. It's running. It's running. So this is obviously going to be one happy customer. Again, there'll be slight smoke. You can hear the tappet sound. It is a little bit loud, but again, that needs to fill with oil. That will naturally go away once the oil's there. So we keep the car now for a little bit. We keep starting it. We go through all the checks. Make sure that it's got plenty of oil because that's extremely, extremely important. So we're going to end this video here. Know that the worst ever Corsa VXR to this moment is back to life. However, we may have found another worst ever Corsa VXR. So get ready for that. Like I said, it threw a rod, so holes everywhere, and that's probably going to be carnage inside. So stay tuned and you'll see that shortly. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.